everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Mrs. Edwards. I'm the career counselor with both Atlee and Patrick Henry High Schools. Again, thank you for joining us on our virtual college visit series today. We also have Mrs. Corbin on with us today. Ms. Corbin?
Hi, everybody. I'm Mrs. Corbin. I'm the career counselor for both Hanover High School and Mechanicsville High School. It's great to be here with you guys today.
And we are just very fortunate to have Mr. g.wise from the University of East Anglia in England, actually, joining us today. So pretty exciting. We look forward to hearing what he has to say, and we will let him just go ahead and get us started. So Mr. Wise, if you want to get us started.
Cheers. Thanks a lot, Shannon. Yeah, so like I said, my name is Graham Wise. I work for the University of East Anglia, which you're going to hopefully learn a little bit about in the next 10 to 15 minutes. As Shannon and April have mentioned, I'm actually based in the UK. So I would say good evening to you in the UK, but it's probably going to be good morning or whichever time you're watching it right now. So today I'm just going to go through a few key points regarding studying in the UK. So if anyone is interested in continuing their higher education in the UK, then obviously this is a great presentation to watch. I'll then look into studying in the UK, how to apply to study in the UK, and then a bit more about the university I work for, UEA. So why would you want to continue your higher education in the UK? I could talk for a very long time and lots of kind of reasons as to why you might want to study in the UK, but there are a few key reasons here why you want to study at university. Independence, obviously, you know, if you're going from living with your family and friends and stuff like that, it's a great way to kind of learn those independence, learn those skills that will really help you in your future life, not just your career, but also what you go on to do in life. Of course, your career is the main reason why you would go to university. You know, you probably have a particular career in mind, and going to university will give you that, that next step and that stepping stone to help you get to where it is you want to go to. And also there's a social side as well. And it's something you don't underestimate. I know in the US, it's a really big thing, the social side at university, and that's the same in the UK as well. And it's a real great reason as to why you might want to go to university. So studying in the UK, again, there's a lot of reasons why I think you should study in the UK. I'm very biased, but 4 key reasons I would say a real great kind of selling point of studying in the UK is the length of study. So undergraduate degrees in the UK will take around 3 years to complete. So it's a much shorter degree length, I think, than various US options. It can be slightly longer based on certain programs. So your medicine can be 5 years, or some degrees can be extended to a 4-year program if you wanted to do a year abroad, which are quite popular options. But generally speaking, it's 3 years to complete your degree. The cost is another key factor as well. The cost to study in the UK is very affordable. Just to give you an example, the university I work for, UEA, the fees for an undergraduate program for 1 year will be around £17,000 to £18,000. So it's a very cost-effective option with lots of scholarships on offer for students in the UK. So the reputation of studying in the UK, it's home to some of the most kind of reputable universities in the world in the UK, and also the location I think is an amazing selling point of the UK. You know, where we are, we're on the doorstep of lots of different countries in Europe. So it's a great place to travel. Obviously, at the moment, not so much, but in the future, it's a great option to have that on your doorstep. So applying to study in the UK, if you were interested in studying in the UK, typically speaking, most applications for undergraduate programs in the UK are done via UCAS. So it's a third-party website. It's not linked to any universities, and it's a simple application portal. It costs around $25, I think $30 if you're making multiple applications. On UCAS, you can apply to 5 universities, and that's the max amount of choices that you can make. For your UCAS application, you'll submit one personal statement kind of outlining your chosen interest in your course. So that's how you apply. It's a very simple process. Some universities will accept Common App as an application platform. Not as many in the UK. I think only around 20 or so universities accept Common App. UEA, for example, we don't accept Common App. So I'd say before you apply, check with the university first that you're applying to. Usually they'll have a rep working for them like myself who can kind of guide you through that process. So that's very briefly studying in the UK. So I just wanted to kind of show you UEA. So this is the university I work for. So UEA, as you can see here, it's a beautiful campus-based university. We are home to just over 16,000 students, of which 4,000 are international students. So it's a very multicultural and it's a very diverse campus, and a real great kind of campus feel to the university. I'm not going to sit here and bore you with rankings and achievements, because any university in the world can say they're ranked really high in this and that or whatever. But just to highlight very quickly, we're ranked very high both in the UK and internationally, top 25 and top 200 here. So again, if you're thinking of a university in the UK to study at, then UEA is obviously a good shout in terms of its achievements. But we pride ourselves on being a very kind of sociable and a very welcoming university. We have lots of different clubs and societies that students can join. We actually have over 200 clubs and societies. So it's a real great place for students who are kind of maybe first time to the UK. It's a great place to settle in. It's a very welcoming environment because we have that real strong campus feel at UEA. We also believe that it has everything you need at the university, and we have lots of kind of state-of-the-art facilities on our campus, and we have brand new buildings, and we're constantly investing in our campus. We've just built a brand new science building, so there are kind of lots of great facilities on offer at UEA to really help students get the very most of their degree and pursue their dream career in the future. As I touched on earlier, it is a very sociable university, UEA. We actually have a live music venue on our campus, and we have the LCR located right in the heart of our campus, which hosts over 60 gigs a year. We've had Ed Sheeran play here before, we've had The Killers, we've had Coldplay, we've had a real wide variety of artists performing at UEA. So if you're interested in your live music, the LCR is a great option for you to go to, with lots of discounted prices for students. And it's a really good indicator of all the exciting things that are always happening on our campus throughout the year. Sports are a really strong focus at UEA. I know in the US, sports are a real big part of college and university. In the UK, it isn't as strong. It's not as how can I say, it's not as sought after. Usually sports and UK universities are held on like a Wednesday afternoon where there's no teaching, it's all dedicated to sports. But at UEA, we do really focus on sports. We have a £30 million sports park located on our campus. So it's got lots of kind of indoor, outdoor sports. We have an Olympic-sized swimming pool. We have a gymnasium which students can use, football, soccer. We have basketball, hockey, all these kind of variety of sports that students can take part in. Lots of clubs they can join, lots of teams they can join competitively, or if they want to do it socially with their friends as well, though, it's also that option. So again, Sports Park is a really great service that we have on our campus. Support is another real key aspect to life at UEA. So we totally, because we have such a strong international cohort of students at UEA, we totally understand that, starting a degree is quite a daunting prospect, let alone starting a degree in a whole new country that you may have never visited before. So we have a dedicated international student support team who will guide you through the whole kind of settling in process. So if you have any problems with you had mental health problems, you had financial worries, difficulties just adapting to life in the UK, difficulties adapting to the way of study in the UK, because it's obviously is different to the US. And we have a team on hand to help students 24/7, whether that's on the phone, whether that's messaging, whether that's speaking to current students. We have lots of support in place for our students to help them feel at home, help them feel welcome, but ultimately help them get the most out of their time here at UEA. And as you saw earlier, and I'm going to give you another photo of our campus shortly, we are located surrounded by a kind of beautiful countryside either side of our campus. We have our UEA Lake, which is located on the campus, which students can walk around or book a barbecue on, which is really cool, which is really fun to do in the summer. So we're really lucky to be situated where we are in at UEA, and this here is our campus. So as I mentioned earlier, we're a campus-based university, so all of our facilities are on the same site, including our accommodation, and students are actually guaranteed to be living on our on-campus accommodation in their first year of study at UEA. And just highlighting a few of the bits here, some of the bits I spoke about earlier. So our sports park you can see in the centre of the campus. We have our student unions, that's where the live music, the LCR, takes place. We have the street in the middle of our campus, which is a street with lots of restaurants. It has kind of a bar there, a couple of bars. It's got cafes, coffee shops. It's got a shop, bank, post office, all those kind of facilities and amenities that students would need. As you can see, it's a very beautiful campus, and we're very lucky to have that. And I see it as one of UEA's kind of main selling points, this campus. So moving slightly away from UEA is the city of Norwich, and that's where we're located in the UK. And this quote from this student here really sums up Norwich perfectly, as Norwich is the best of both worlds. So you've got your historic castles, cathedrals, you've kind of got your stereotypical cobbled British streets, but we also have our kind of brand new shopping centres, cinemas, and kind of all the great entertainment facilities that a student would like and would need. I'm really biased because Norwich is my home city and I think it's great, but I'm sure if any student was to visit Norwich, they'd think the exact same thing. And often the graduates that I speak to who have come to UEA often don't want to leave because they love Norwich so much. Just to highlight where we are, we're about an hour and a half from London, so we're in the east of the UK. It's a coastal city, so about 30 minutes to the closest beach. And as you saw in the images of our campus, we're surrounded by lots of beautiful countryside in Norwich. So just going to quickly touch on scholarships for you. So I mentioned earlier that fees to study in the UK, generally speaking, around £18,000. At UEA, we have lots of actual guaranteed scholarships for students. So the fees there will always be cheaper than mentioned. So last year, we had guaranteed scholarships of between £4,000 and £6,000 for undergraduate students in the US, with the opportunity to upgrade those to £10,000 per year. So it's a discount off each year of study. So the minimum amount a student from the US would have got last year would be £4,000. Often they would get a lot higher than that. It's not been confirmed for 2021 entry, but I'm 99% sure it's going to be the exact same, with the guaranteed scholarship and then the chance to increase that based on an application. So again, just backing up the point earlier, that it's a very affordable, cost-effective option. In terms of what we're looking for at UEA, we run, in terms of requirements, we run a very bespoke requirement process. So if students have IBs, then it's something that we accept. If they have A levels, it's also something that we accept as well. We also look for high school, graduate diploma and AP exams. Typically, we look for 3 to 5 APs with a GPA of over 3.3. However, at the moment, obviously, we understand that not all students have access to take tests, and their results may have been affected by obviously what's happening in the world right now. So what we'd say is we're currently reviewing our entry requirements. So any student that is interested in applying, if they get in touch with myself, and then I can kind of go through that process with them and speak to our admissions team and see what we can do. Obviously, we understand at the moment it's difficult to get all and take all the exams that you would usually do in a regular academic year. So that's all I kind of wanted to touch on today. It's a very brief overview of kind of, like I said, studying in the UK, but also UEA, the university that I work for. But if anyone did have any questions for me, or if they were interested in studying at UEA or just wanted to know a bit more about studying in the UK in general, please feel free to get in touch with me. My email address is g.wise@uea.ac.uk. I'm happy to take any questions. If not, have a little look on our website. If you looked for uea.ac.uk, you would find our main website. Or if you go straight to UEA USA, you would find all of our information specific to students in the US, including my contact details, my colleagues' contact details, and also a current student from the US, our student ambassador, Nicole, who would be more than happy to chat with you about what it's like as an American student studying at UEA. But yeah, thank you. That's all from me today.
Thank you so much, Graham. We really appreciate this. It's really exciting for us here in the States to have other countries, come in and talk to our students about your schools and what you have available. We actually have several students, at least I know for me that I've worked with, that have wanted to explore other opportunities outside of the US from a university standpoint. So this information is very helpful. I did want to ask, I guess, just from a COVID standpoint, is there anything that students here in the US should know in terms of, I guess, going to school somewhere outside of, so in another country, or just anything that they should be thinking about? Or is that really not something that they need to be concerned about? I would certainly think it is, but just wanted to ask.
You mean in terms of the current situation right now?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, my advice to students, so I was in the US last year. I spoke to a student who has just enrolled at UEA just this September, and she was very anxious about coming to the UK, traveling, and should I just stay at home? Is there going to be semesters online? Is there any need for me to travel to the UK because I've got to isolate for 2 weeks? And I would say for students like that, then 100% there is, you should do that. So just to give this girl's an example, we collected her from the airport. We went to Heathrow. I actually went down myself to meet her and a number of other students from the US. We drove them directly to our campus, and we took them straight to their accommodation at UEA, where they isolated for 2 weeks with full support in terms of food, social activities, being contacted by the university. After that 2 weeks, then they can obviously roam around the campus as they usually would. So I'd say, I'd really encourage students to take advantage of that. At UEA, we're currently operating a blended learning approach anyway. So any student on our campus, be it an international student or a UK student, they're still getting contact time with our lecturers, our academics, our professors. There's still kind of socially distanced social events taking place on our campus. We had a pop-up circus on our campus in our first week. Lots of great things going on. So I would say for students who are thinking of it, but possibly a little bit unsure as to come, I would say I'd really encourage it. But the best thing they could do would be to reach out to a current student who's gone through that process. And we have lots of students who are kind of writing blogs about their time in the UK at the moment, or we're offering video chats with other students. So it's all well and good myself saying it, but I'd say speak to a current student. We can put people in touch with current students who've gone through that process. And I'm 99.9% sure they would say they'd recommend it. And they would say that it's been quite a seamless transition in what is a very kind of uncertain time for everyone right now.
That's good. That's good.
Great advice.
Yeah, to just kind of walk us through that process and what that would even be like or could be like. So, well, thank you so much for your time. We hope next year you'll be able to do an in-person visit. That would be awesome. So we will definitely be reaching out to you throughout the school year with questions that we might have for our students, and even for us as school counselors. So thank you, Graham, and we wish you well and hope you have a great year.
Yeah, thank you, you too. Thank you very much for having me. And like you said, I'll definitely be making an appointment to visit when I next visit the US, fingers crossed next year. But yeah, take care and have a great rest of your day.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, take care.